Top 10 Toughest Exams in the World in 2022. Number 10. Mensa. Mensa is the general public of the greatest intelligence level holders. How much percentile do you require? We should simply say 98 is the base. With its area overall and base camp in Carthorse, Lincolnshire, Britain, Mensa has north of 110,000 exceptionally shrewd individuals. It is additionally the main test which isn't age-limited. Subsequently, the most youthful part is a simple 2 years and 5 months old with a shocking intelligence level of 141, and the most seasoned part is 102 years of age. Roland Barrell, who is an Australian counsellor alongside an English researcher cum legal counsellor, Dr. Lancelot Tor, concocted the possibility of a general public comprised of individuals who positioned high on clever remainder. Number 9. National Admission Test for Law, LSAT. Lsat, or the Public Confirmation Test for Regulation, is a fitness test for the fundamental regulation colleges in the unified realm. As of now, more than 9 regulation colleges have embraced it. Laid out on the main prerequisite of Oxford College, Lsat was focused on a superior arranging process, as it was challenging for the law colleges to pick between candidates with just somewhat shifted A-level scores. The test isn't limited essentially to UK residents, so all candidates regular or abroad need to apply for it to be considered for the law colleges situated in the unified realm. Number 8. College Scholastic Ability Test, CSAT. Csat, or School Academic Capacity Test, is otherwise called Sunung in South Korea. This is quite possibly of the most thorough state-sanctioned test in presence. Held consistently on the second Thursday of November, the significance of the test is delineated by the way that on the test day all representatives working with the South Korean government are coordinated to show up after the expected time at work so as not to cause gridlocks which could prompt any appalling postponement of a candidate. South Korea has the most noteworthy self-destruction rate in the OSH nations and a seriously thoughtful level of the majority of the young self-destruction cases are because of misery and gloom which is resultant of the mistaken Csat. The truthfulness for the test is to such an extent that the understudies begin getting ready for it as soon as from grade school. Since the nation has the biggest number of post-optional degree holders, the tension of assumptions is amazing. Number 7. Graduate Record Examination, GRE. GRE, or the Alumni Record Assessment, is a standard test one is expected to take for looking for a seat in numerous American master's-level college as well as other English-speaking nations. So what makes it harder isn't simply the degree of trouble of the assessment, yet the fierce opposition to Schooling Testing Administration, or ETS, thought of it in 1949. The GRE is appraised among the best 10 hardest tests on the planet. It is a PC-based assessment and tests the up-and-comers essentially based on decisive reasoning, verbal thinking, quantitative thinking, and scientific composing abilities. However, the significance of this assessment as a confirmation models vary from one organization to another. While some think of it as a simple custom, others accept it as a significant determination premise. Number 6. Law School Admission Test, LSAT. Lsat, or the Graduate School Affirmation Test, is held in the US, Canada, and Australia. This test extends over a portion of a day. It plans to survey the understanding, cognizance, legitimate examination and verbal thinking fulfillments of the candidate. The delegates from Harvard and Yale Graduate School met up on the started inquiry of candid guts. Affirmation overseer of Columbia Graduate School to draft the example of Lsat test in 1947, while the main test was at last held in 1948. Held by the Graduate School Affirmation Chamber, finishing this assessment gives the candidate an edge over his/her GPA. In spite of the fact that it has existed beginning around 1948, the predominant structure, nonetheless, was consolidated in the year 1991. A candidate has only 3 possibilities in a time of 2 years to clear the test. The test assesses the candidate based on 5 segments which incorporates various decision questions. Fitness test. The Lsat is appraised as quite possibly of the hardest test on the planet. Number 5 Indian Institutes of Technology Joint Entrance Examination, e.g. IIT is one of chief designing establishments on the planet, the entry for which is the EG or the Indian Foundations of Innovation Joint Selection Test, or essentially G. It is held in 2 stages, G Principal and G Progressed. It has an affirmation proportion of 10,000,5,000,000, consequently making it one of the hardest designing tests on the planet. Every year just 1 out of each and every 50 that apply comes to IIT. Truth be told, numerous understudies who don't get past IIT either attempt once more or look for confirmation in MIT, Harvard, Princeton and Caltech, some even on a full grant. The competitors guarantee that there isn't anything past IIT. The test is even-handed and separated into 2 inquiries papers of 3 hours each. Number 4 Common Admission Test, CAT. Laid out on the commencement of Arranging Commission of India, the Amur Indian establishment of the board is the head business college of India and among the main 10 hardest tests on the planet. It offers postgraduate, doctoral and chief schooling projects and, surprisingly, the recognition and association from this organization are at standard with MBA and PhD separately. There are 13 establishments and they concede understudies for their business organization programs based on feline or normal confirmation test. This grades the candidate based on 4 abilities: quantitative, information understanding, verbal capacity and intelligent thinking. Number 3 All Souls Prize Fellowship Exam. All the placement tests on the planet test understudies and produce virtuosos. However, All Spirits Prize cooperation test prodigies and draw out the cleverest individuals on the planet. Just the main 500 Oxford graduates who qualify with top-notch praises and understudies from different colleges with comparable scholarly accomplishments are qualified to take this test. The assessment cooperation is of even years each and 2 individual assessments are chosen for one another. We might want to highlight that despite the fact that choosing none is very uncommon except for the school has granted single association on many events. Number 2 Union Public Service Commission, UPSC. Numerous especially splendid youngsters who clear feline post-IITG decide to show up for UPSC tests too. Also, a significant number of them who term feline and G as cakewalk consider UPSC as the hardest test they have needed to confront. Enrollment to IAS or Indian Authoritative Help is based on a test directed by the Association Public Assistance Commission of India or UPSC. The test is known as UPSC test or Basic Civils. Working for the public authority is equivalent to any work in corporate or mechanical fields. The test is led in 2 stages, Starter, which is a goal-type assessment, and Mains, which incorporate a completely emotional assessment alongside a meeting. Without no further contention, you will concur with me that UPSC is quite possibly of the hardest test on the planet. Number 1 National Higher Education Entrance Examination, JCAO. Public Advanced Education Placement Test is otherwise called JCAO and is maybe quite possibly of the main milestone in a Chinese youngster's life. This test is appraised as the hardest test on the planet. It won't be an exaggeration, without a doubt, that one's scholarly future entirely relies upon one's exhibitions in JCAO. It is a pre-essential for admission to all the advanced education colleges in China. The energy of this test is with the end goal that ton of narratives have been made regarding this matter, recording the psychological pressure a youngster getting ready for Csat needs to go through. Every year in excess of 7 million individuals apply for it in 2006, nonetheless, the number handily crossed a 9.5 million imprint. Being a secondary school level and pre-undergrad level test, it envelops all subjects,